morning and welcome pre-service teachers. Today we want to introduce you to a student whom you might see in your classroom. Robbie is a 6-year-old male in Year 1. He is a very bright and interesting student who has been formally diagnosed with ADHD. ADHD, also known as Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is defined as being overactive, not being able to control your behaviour, or a combination of both, which presents in an abnormal range from their age and stage. The treatment prescribed was through medication, that of Ritalin, although his parents decided that it was best for concentration if he was only medicated Monday through Friday. So, this meant that on weekends he could be himself. His family and home life consists of a nuclear family with an older brother who also attends the school. Both parents work full-time, but both have time off on the weekend on Saturdays to spend with their children. He attends the local public school, which is in a moderate income area, with a mix of students in his class. With a total of 24 students, there are 9 girls and 15 boys with multicultural backgrounds. Robbie attends after-school care 3 to 4 times a week, as his parents work well into their evenings and his grandmother picks him up from after-school care. As Robbie is only medicated Monday through Friday, this means that on Mondays and Tuesdays at school is quite difficult. As Robbie is going through readjustment of the medication, his body has to go through the withdrawals which he has suffered over the weekend. On Mondays and Tuesdays, he usually acts out, sulks, does what he wants, and is very difficult to reason with, which can often be distracting for other students. The quality of his work varies hugely, sometimes referring to participation in tasks, and other times refusing to participate at all. Wednesday through Friday, he's usually quite well behaved. At this point, his body has adjusted to the medication, and he's able to fully function without the distraction of hyperactivity. Today, we want to look at a specific scenario of Robbie in the classroom. On a normal Tuesday, when students are moving around the room, Robbie is always trying to grab the attention of his teacher by calling out, acting out, or exhibiting poor behaviour. When the teacher asked the students to move to the carpet, Robbie pushed other students to be there first. He then continued to nudge the students sitting next to him throughout, whilst the teacher grew increasingly aggravated. This might be a scenario that you will face in your classroom. Now we're going to pass over to Alex to see how some of the research says to respond.
In today's day and age, students in the classroom often face many adversaries. For students with ADHD, daily life in a classroom is often difficult to manage and deal with as they lack concentration and focus. Educators have a responsibility to their students to create classrooms that cater to their students' needs through the use of strategies and various methods of intervention. Strategies and interventions need to occur to manage behaviours in the classroom. These should be conducted in a here and now basis and when they are needed. Using strategies often means that coaxing and coaching is required from external sources, such as teachers, parents, peers, and technologies. These are normally used as part of an ongoing basis. Recent research has provided us with some specific strategies that are designed to aid students in maintaining focus and be active participants in the classroom. One particular intervention that has been shown to be effective is known as a point of performance. Within this method, some strategies include silent cues, writing down thoughts instead of calling out, and a 2-response answer method. Silent cues are visual signals that allow the student to know that you have acknowledged them, but do not compete with the words that they are trying to keep in mind. The 2-response answer method is when the teacher asks each question twice, regardless of the first answer being correct or not. This encourages students to listen to one another and gives reluctant students the opportunity to contribute to the class. For students with ADHD, maintaining attention can be difficult. To get their attention and to hold it, the underlying problems need to be addressed. These 3 concerns are what to pay attention to, what's important versus what's interesting, and completing the goal. Tasks need to be interesting, hands-on with clear instructions, Some structural changes that can be made to the classroom include smaller class sizes, multiple curriculum pathways, and accountability measures. Some academic interventions include class-wide peer tutoring.
Research suggests that ADHD is most commonly diagnosed in school-aged children, with statistics showing a rise of 5.29% to 7.1% of children under 18. Teachers need to know about and understand how specific conditions, as it is in the best interests of the students. It is important that teachers are continually developing their knowledge and understanding of the condition to better aid the students' development. To support teachers' growth There are a range of resources, including seminars, online journals, and websites, which are available for educators to source. Educators also need to work closely with families and support programs to make sure the child's best interests are met while still meeting the requirements of the classroom. This is important as all students are offered equal opportunities, students remain up to speed with the curriculum, a supportive and positive learning environment is created, and the basic child rights are met. Theories to support this are Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, showing how all the different sectors impact on a student and their importance on the in-school environment. Vygotski's social theory is an example of how to role model an inclusive environment where we empower the students. B.F. Skinner saw that there was a relationship between the behaviours and events and wanted people to recognise that this could be a contributing factor for the children with ADHD. Throughout the theories and the Australian teaching standards, it is evident through classroom management that effective teaching is vital. By including all students and ensuring that they have all met all the outcomes, we can strive to support all learners.
Research has shown that often teachers feel unable to aid students with behavioural issues and therefore the student suffers academically and socially. For teachers, it is important for them to engage with these students and aid them in achieving academic and social outcomes needed for development. Understanding the individual's needs is one way teachers can aid their students in achievement and behaviour management. Educators need to be assertive and find particular triggers that may impact on behaviour and find ways to avoid them. In the same way, finding out the student's interests may aid in the classroom teaching strategies and ways to engage the particular student throughout the day. For Robbie, finding particular interests of his or understanding activities that may calm him down when he is partaking in negative behaviour may help. Maybe if he feels most comfortable with being with his brother, the school could make time for his brother to spend time in the classroom with Robbie to help calm him down and prepare him for the school week on Monday mornings. The environment is also an important aspect in creating a supportive community of learners. Isolating students who present discouraging behaviour from other students portrays these individuals in a negative light, causing other students to perhaps avoid them in situations that aren't the classroom. The teacher needs to set an example for students when managing challenging behaviour to ensure students are not perceived as bad. Shining light on the positive behaviour of the particular student may aid them in gaining recognition within a classroom. Also, incorporating their skills and interests into lessons may aid them to interact more positively with the other students. This is important to remember in aiding Robbie while readjusting to the medication. As it is known he is not quite as adjusted on Monday and Tuesday, lessons may need to be changed so that harder, more content-filled lessons are taught closer to the end of the week rather than the beginning where Robbie is unable to intake as much information. Behaviour management also needs to be done in a positive way so that Robbie does not feel threatened or dread coming to school on Mondays and Tuesdays because he knows he will just be yelled at in front of the other children. Through creating basic strategies that would benefit the particular child, classroom morale and school days would be better and support a greater learning environment. Done.